Are Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce really broken up? Well, we have a new statement from Travis which really settles the debate. As you guys know, recently a supposed document leaked from Travis's PR agency stating that this relationship is a contractual publicity stunt and was set to expire on September 28th. And as luck would have it, Taylor Swift opted not to jet off to Los Angeles to watch Travis Kelce play for the Kansas City Chiefs for the second week running, allowing him to concentrate on his game amidst a slump in performance.
We had gloomy days, we had beautiful days, and it was just every single day was just a new epic, realization what's really around the world.
Before we jump in, hit that subscribe button right now because this situation is getting messy fast and you really don't want to miss what's about to unfold next. So here's where things start to feel off. Rumors are flying that Taylor Swift might be pulling one of her boldest media moves yet, and some fans are side-eyeing the whole thing. There's this growing feeling that the Showgirl album rollout isn't just promo, but more like a shiny distraction hiding something deeper underneath. People are whispering that she might even be a little fed up with parts of her own fan base, and honestly, that tension is starting to show. What really throws everyone is how different this era feels. During the Tortured Poets Department phase, she stayed low, skipped most interviews, and let the tour speak for her. Now, she's everywhere. Podcasts, interviews, public appearances, constant buzz about her relationship with Travis Kelce, and even hints that sound like a major wedding moment. It's loud, flashy, and way more open than the Taylor who used to lock her private life down tight. Fans also can't forget the shift in her tone. After But Daddy, I Love Him, where she clapped back at people treating her love life like a group project, it now feels like she's doing the complete opposite. She's putting her personal story front and center and daring everyone to watch. She even joked on stage about how everyone had opinions on who she should date and said the crowd got it right with Travis. Still, longtime fans remember everything, especially when she once asked people to stop judging her connection with Matty Healey. And that contrast has people talking. That whole era was straight chaos, controversy everywhere, and Taylor Swift clearly wanted distance back then. She pulled away, went quiet, and made it clear she needed space. So now fans are asking the obvious question: why the sudden switch up? Why flip the script now when things were locked down before? Things got even louder when fans spotted what they swear is an Easter egg tied to orange doors and the phrase, "You must remember everything, but mostly this. The crowd is your king." That line shook people up fast. Some fans think it's her slick way of reminding everyone just how much control the audience really has over her story, whether they realize it or not. Then there's the Shakespeare connection, which sent fans into full spiral mode. That line traces back to Hamlet, the classic play within a play meant to expose the truth hiding in plain sight. If Shakespeare used performance to reveal a guilty king, fans think Taylor might be doing the same thing with Life of a Showgirl, just wrapped in glitter, lights, and pop spectacle. A lot of fans are convinced this whole era is staged on purpose, not fake, but carefully framed. Like, we're not just watching anymore, we're part of the pressure. The audience becomes the judge, the noise, the force that keeps the cycle spinning. Even the Cracked Mirror album artwork feels intentional, like pieces of her image splintering while the crowd keeps clapping louder and louder. Some listeners say the songs about Travis feel a little surface level, but what if that's the point? What if she's showing how love, fame, and nonstop attention blur together under the spotlight until nothing feels real anymore? On the final track, she sings that we'll never truly know the life of a showgirl, and that line hit fans like a quiet warning. Now people are rewinding all the way back to the Matty Healey era, because that's where this story might actually start heating up. Taylor Swift and Matty Healey officially split in June 2023, right around the Tortured Poets Department timeline. On paper, it looked quick and casual, but insiders say it ran way deeper than a short fling, and fans aren't letting that detail slide. According to sources, Taylor and Matty shared a long, complicated will they, won't they bond that quietly stretched almost 10 years, and that alone has fans spiraling. It all traces back to 2014, the golden Tumblr era, when they were spotted rocking each other's merch and showing subtle support online, without saying much out loud. They finally met backstage at a 1975 concert that November, and from that moment, the connection never fully disappeared. Even when they dated other people, they kept circling each other like unfinished business, always lingering in the background, always waiting for the right moment to resurface. That's why fans keep asking one big question. Was this the love story that kept slipping through the cracks the entire time? Back then, their early romance reportedly faded because their lives were moving in completely different lanes. Taylor was locked in, glowing, and dominating her 1989 era, while Matty was dealing with personal struggles that made everything feel chaotic and unstable. Fast forward a few years, and the energy shifts hard. Matty cleaned up his life and started mentioning Taylor in interviews. Sometimes it sounded like jokes, sometimes it felt way more emotional than he let on. He even once compared dating her to going out with Barack Obama, which was a wild way of admitting just how massive her fame had become. Fans are convinced that connection never really died, it just went underground. A lot of people believe they secretly inspired each other's music, trading hidden messages through lyrics like coded communication only they understood. Taylor's songs about lost love and second chances line up way too neatly with several 1975 tracks dripping with the same emotions. And when her relationship with Joe Alwyn started cracking, fans spotted even more clues pointing right back to Matty, like that spark never fully burned out. Taylor Swift and Matty Healey shared a deep creative bond, the kind that lives inside lyrics, memories, and imaginary worlds only two people can ever truly understand. So when they finally reconnected in 2023, it clearly meant something real to both of them. But the situation unraveled fast and turned chaotic almost immediately. Once the public got pulled into it, everything exploded. The spotlight got harsh, timelines got messy, and suddenly their private reconnection became a full-blown public spectacle. Matty faced intense online backlash as people started digging through his past, dragging old moments back into the conversation. The pressure stacked up quickly, and sources say it became way too heavy to carry. Eventually, he stepped back, believing Taylor would be better off without all the noise tied to him, even if that decision hurt deeply. That split wasn't clean or easy. Taylor took heat from parts of her own fan base, while Matty reportedly dealt with guilt and regret behind closed doors. It was one of those breakups that cuts both ways, proving that love and fame don't always play nice together. After the breakup, Matty Healey was said to be in a really dark, emotional place. His family reportedly had to step in while he was on tour, and fans started noticing the cracks. He broke down on stage, acted erratic at times, and looked like someone buckling under non-stop public pressure. None of it was subtle. The struggle was happening right in front of everyone. By mid-2023, any hope of them finding their way back to each other seemed completely done. Things hit a breaking point during what fans now call Benchgate. While Taylor was recording at Electric Lady Studios in New York, Matty was spotted nearby in Washington Square Park with someone new, and the timing felt way too close for comfort. The internet went wild, with people claiming it was a move meant to get Taylor's attention and stir emotions. Not long after that, Taylor appeared to flip the entire narrative. She stepped back into the spotlight looking calm, confident, and fully in control, eventually sparking a romance with someone completely different from Matty, and that shift said everything. One bold move and her entire narrative flipped almost overnight. When Taylor Swift started dating Travis Kelce, fans clocked it instantly. He was nothing like the guy she dated before. The quiet, artsy, stay-in-the-shadows types were suddenly gone. Travis was loud, confident, and larger than life, a total contrast that had everyone talking. He even admitted publicly that he tried to shoot his shot, not really expecting much, and somehow it actually worked. Their relationship didn't just make headlines, it swallowed pop culture whole. Taylor and Travis became one of the most talked about celebrity pairings in years, showing up everywhere from stadiums to headlines. But fans think Taylor might be saying more than she lets on through her song Father Figure from Life of a Showgirl. On the surface, a lot of listeners hear it as a power anthem about her career and finally being in full control of her music and image. Still, others are side-eyeing the lyrics hard. Some lines feel way too personal to brush off. Mentions of covering up scandals and protecting the family don't sound like standard business talk. To many fans, that feels way closer to relationship territory, making people wonder if this love story is way more layered than it looks.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's relationship has allegedly hit a rough patch. They've allegedly been fighting over financial negotiations, and Travis allegedly still wants to play at least another year in the league and then move on to sports broadcasting, which is something that Taylor doesn't want. With rumors that their relationship is for PR, it makes you wonder what the financial negotiations are about. And the blind item reads, that off-season wedding everyone's expecting might not be as locked in as it sounds. The A-plus list singer and her fiancé are hitting some bumps, especially with the behind-the-scenes financial negotiations, which have gotten surprisingly icy. On top of that, he's pushing to keep playing for at least another season, maybe longer, and then jump into broadcasting afterwards. She's absolutely not on board with any of it.
And before Taylor entered the picture, Travis Kelce wasn't exactly living a polished superstar life. He's admitted that early in his NFL career, he spent recklessly and nearly went broke, a detail fans definitely haven't forgotten. Fast forward to now, and he's one of the most recognizable faces in sports and pop culture. People joke that Taylor turned his rags into gold, and there's no denying her level of fame launched their relationship into a totally different orbit. One lyric from Life of a Showgirl saying the winding road leads to the chateau sent fans into full detective mode after the couple's Lake Como trip in 2024. Those photos looked almost too perfect, sparking whispers that the moment might have been carefully staged. Then there's the line, "This love is pure profit," which raised even more eyebrows. Some fans think Taylor is hinting at the performative side of celebrity romance, where love, fame, and business blur together under bright lights. Whatever the truth is, this duo knows exactly how to keep the world watching. And in Father Figure, one line keeps looping in fans' heads and driving them crazy. "I protect the family." If this track were only about a record label, that wording feels off, and listeners definitely picked up on that fast. That's why some fans believe the family might actually be the Kelce family. Once Taylor and Travis started dating, the entire circle stepped into the spotlight almost overnight. And suddenly everyone around them was famous too. Jason Kelce's podcast exploded, their mom Donna landed brand deals, and the Kelce name became pop culture currency out of nowhere. Fans swear that lyric hits way too close to home to be random. It feels intentional, like Taylor knew exactly what she was referencing. Then the song takes a darker turn, and that's where eyebrows really go up. Lines about betrayal and loyalty fading, especially "they don't make loyalty like they used to," had listeners side-eyeing hard. Some fans think Taylor might be hinting that once fame reached a new level, Travis changed. Maybe the balance shifted. Maybe he didn't need her in the same way anymore. Whether the song is about love, power, or ambition, Father Figure feels like a story about someone who helped build something massive, only to watch control slowly slip away from their hands. And this is where the rumors fire back up again. Last year, whispers spread about a supposed PR document claiming Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's relationship was planned to boost publicity. The claim was loosely linked to Travis's PR firm, Full Scope, which has faced questions before about managing celebrity image strategies. Nothing was ever proven, but the timing alone had fans talking nonstop. When that story leaked, insiders claimed teams rushed to shut it down, insisting the relationship was real and not staged. Still, fans noticed what looked like tension between the two camps. Taylor's elite, long-established PR machine versus Travis's newer setup. Some even believe the engagement helped lock the narrative in place and quiet the noise for good. So when Taylor sings "Who Covered Up Your Scandals," people instantly start connecting dots. Was she hinting at moments where she shielded Travis from online backlash? Was it coincidence or calculated storytelling? The overlap between her lyrics and real-life moments keeps speculation running wild. Anytime controversy starts bubbling around Travis or even Jason Kelce, fans always notice one thing. Taylor's music somehow feels one step ahead. Almost instantly, the headlines flipped. Suddenly, it was Travis everywhere, popping up at Taylor Swift's Eras tour, smiling, waving, playing the role of the ultimate supportive boyfriend. Just like that, the original issue vanished from the conversation. Some fans swear that timing wasn't random at all, but a clean, calculated PR pivot executed flawlessly by Taylor's team. In Father Figure, one lyric hit especially hard. "Mistake my kindness for weakness. This empire belongs to me." That line landed like a power move, loud and clear. A lot of listeners hear it as Taylor reminding everyone that she runs the show, not just musically, but in branding, image, and the entire narrative surrounding her life. Because of that, some fans believe this relationship might be more strategic than romantic. Either way, it's working for both sides at the same time. Still, the whispers about Taylor and Matty Healey refuse to die. Fans point to subtle Easter eggs, lyric overlaps, and online moments that feel a little too specific to be coincidence. No one can prove anything, but the mystery alone keeps people locked in. Some listeners believe the Tortured Poets department was written with such raw emotion that it could only come from something deeply personal. Many think that someone was Matty. While most attention went to The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, the album as a whole is packed with longing, heartbreak, and unfinished feelings. It shows a softer, more vulnerable side of the story. Fans believe Taylor understood Matty in a way very few people ever did. When it comes to her dating Travis Kelce, timing may have mattered too. Dropping such an emotionally heavy album while single could have sparked total chaos. A high-profile relationship helped redirect the spotlight, letting Taylor control the narrative while still pouring her real emotions into the music. And when the Tortured Poets department finally dropped, fans were waiting for one thing: a reaction from Matty Healey. And it did come, just not in the way anyone expected. Not long after the album release, buzz peaked when Matty shocked everyone by getting engaged to model Gabriella. The move felt sudden, rushed, and honestly had people raising eyebrows everywhere. Fans couldn't help but wonder if that was closure, coincidence, or one final twist in a story that refuses to fully end. What made the engagement even stranger was how quietly it happened. It wasn't announced right away, and when it finally went public, fans couldn't shake the feeling that Matty didn't seem fully confident about it. People close to him claim his relationship with Gabriella feels completely different from anything he's done before, almost out of character. Some fans believe it was a coping move after everything that happened with Taylor, even if it wasn't the healthiest choice. Those who know Matty describe him as sensitive and reactive, someone who pulls back when emotions get too intense or when he feels exposed. Instead of calming the rumors, the engagement only made fans question whether his story with Taylor was really finished. Then came the Eras Tour moments that sent people spiraling again. Fans became convinced Taylor was sending subtle messages directly to Matty through her surprise songs. Certain mashups felt way too perfectly timed to ignore, like blending Hey Steven with Speak Now right as engagement news was circulating, or pairing Ivy with Don't You. On Gabriella's birthday, fans flooded Matty's socials, and Gabriella reportedly shared cryptic reactions online. Another mashup, Guilty as Sin with Mirrorball, had listeners convinced Taylor was still expressing unresolved feelings in her own poetic way. And at one of her final Eras Tour shows, Taylor performed a mashup of the Tortured Poets department and Maroon, songs fans believe were written with Matty in mind. To many, it felt like a final quiet message, leaving the mystery hanging in the air. Meanwhile, fans think Matty was responding in his own quiet way too. He shared emotional tracks like Downtown Lights on social media, then brushed off any deeper meaning almost immediately. That move only made people look closer, not less. At the same time, listeners believe Taylor kept dropping coded messages through newer songs like Fate of Ophelia and Wishlist. To a lot of fans, it feels like two worlds running at once. Taylor's relationship with Travis plays out loud and public, while her connection to Matty lives quietly inside the music. Two lanes, completely different energy, happening at the same time. That's why theories around Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce go way beyond simple romance. Some fans believe the relationship served multiple purposes, both personal and strategic. One theory says Taylor's links to the NFL and Disney boosted visibility across ESPN and Disney+, while also supporting her long-term mission of owning and controlling her music. That crossover alone had people calling it a power move. Others point straight to timing. Taylor's engagement news dropping right before Life of a Showgirl didn't feel random to fans at all. They think it fueled buzz, pushed massive sales, and maybe even sent a quiet message aimed at Matty. Not loud, not messy, just subtle. One thing feels clear to fans. Taylor isn't reacting anymore. She's planning, playing the long game, and staying steps ahead. Turning her love life into a bold, artistic statement feels completely on brand for Taylor Swift. She's openly said she'll go to extreme lengths to prove a point, and some fans believe the end goal is dropping the whole showgirl act and reminding everyone they don't get a vote on who she dates. A lot of theories point to her rumored 6-part documentary tied to the Eras Tour. Fans think it could expose raw behind-the-scenes moments, including the Matty Healey backlash and how that heartbreak directly fed into the Tortured Poets department. Not sugar-coated, not polished, just real. Travis Kelce will likely appear too, but many believe romance won't be the focus. Instead, it'll spotlight Taylor's growth, how she flipped pain into power and turned chaos into creativity. If she ever addresses Travis publicly, fans expect her to frame it as a meaningful chapter, not some fake PR setup. Some think this could also reopen the Matty story, not to rewrite history, but to explain how outside judgment and non-stop fan pressure crushed something real before it had a chance. Looking ahead, fans are already watching Matty's next 1975 album expected in 2026. His recent performances have been loaded with regret and emotion, and listeners swear the music is still talking even if the romance is over. Fans are convinced Matty Healey's next 1975 album could finally reveal how he really feels about Taylor Swift. Matty treats his music like something sacred, so most people don't expect shade or cheap shots. Their history runs too deep for that. If anything, fans think he might call out the brutal fan backlash that surrounded them. When it comes to Taylor, listeners expect empathy, respect, and maybe even lingering emotion. Some believe Taylor's upcoming documentary could quietly push Matty to open up creatively. There's speculation his next project might include reflections on their connection, unresolved feelings, or moments that never got closure. A lot depends on where Matty's mental health and life are right now. But if he releases songs that feel soft, honest, and clearly inspired by Taylor, the internet would explode instantly. Fans have also clocked Taylor's recent Eras Tour song choices, saying they feel like subtle nods toward him, and once again, the theories stack up. Some believe a deeply emotional album from Matty could shake Taylor's current narrative completely, not for drama, but for truth. Fans think Taylor is gearing up to drop the showgirl mask, step into a new era, and fully control her story. No filters, no apologies. And according to the boldest theory yet, her biggest move might still be coming. Fans think she wouldn't be scared to reopen that chaos because this time she'd be doing it on her own terms. Some believe Taylor might even crack her own image on purpose, just to prove she's done letting fans, outsiders, or headlines decide who she's allowed to love. It's dramatic, poetic, risky, and honestly very on brand for her. Whether people agree or side-eye it, fans are convinced she'd stand in it fully and own every second. Love her or question her, one thing feels clear. Taylor Swift writes her story her way every single time, and the world only gets to react after the fact. That's why everyone's watching closely, waiting for her next move. A lot of fans also believe that no matter how many chapters pass, her story always circles back to Matty Healey, the connection that never fully disappeared. After all the theories, heartbreak, and speculation, some Swifties think history will remember it as one of pop culture's most powerful hidden love stories. And if everything unfolds the way fans predict, Taylor's 13th album could become her most raw and emotional era yet. A full circle moment that shows growth, resilience, and heart in a way we haven't really seen before. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Taylor's biggest reveal is still coming? Is this story actually unfinished, or are fans reading way too deep? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll see you on the next one.